Welcome to our cheating story lab. We bring another interesting cheating story. Please subscribe to support us. For 18 years, I believed I had it all. A loving wife, Lisa. A bright and kind daughter, Emily. A stable job that allowed me to provide for them both. Our house was filled with laughter, movie nights, and family dinners. It was the kind of life anyone would envy. But if I had looked closer, I would have seen the cracks in the foundation long before it all crumbled. Lisa had been distant lately. Her phone was always on silent, her work meetings stretched late into the night, and there was a coldness in her touch. And then there was Emily, my sweet, honest daughter, who had suddenly become more secretive, quick to anger, and strangely defensive whenever I asked about her mother. Something was wrong. Deep down, I knew it. I just never imagined how deep the betrayal would go. It started with little things, Lisa coming home late, whispering on the phone, leaving the room whenever I walked in. When I questioned her, she brushed it off with tired smiles and explanations that never quite added up. Emily, too, began acting distant. Whenever I asked about Lisa, she'd become irritated and dismissive. "Dad, you're overthinking things," she said one night when I caught her texting rapidly, a smirk on her face before she put her phone away. I wanted to believe her. I wanted to trust that my family was exactly what I thought it was. But I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being lied to. So, I did something I never thought I would. I followed Lisa. It was a Friday night. Lisa had said she was meeting friends for dinner, but I knew better. I tailed her car from a safe distance, my hands gripping the steering wheel so tight my knuckles turned white. She pulled into the parking lot of a hotel. I parked a few spaces away, my heart pounding in my chest. I watched as she got out, smoothing her dress, fixing her hair. Then, a man stepped out of another car. Tall, younger, confident. Lisa's face lit up in a way I hadn't seen in years. They embraced. Kissed. My stomach twisted into knots. I snapped photos with my phone, my hands trembling. I had my proof. But the worst was yet to come. I drove home, my mind racing. How long had this been going on? Who else knew? I needed answers. When I got inside, I saw Emily sitting on the couch, her phone in her hands. The moment she saw me, her face changed. Like she had been caught. "Emily," I said, my voice dangerously calm. "Where's your mother?" She hesitated. "At dinner with her friends." I pulled out my phone and showed her the pictures. Her face went pale. "Dad." "You knew," I accused. "How long?" Tears welled in her eyes. "I didn't want to hurt you." "Don't lie to me," I shouted, slamming my fist on the table. "How long, Emily?" She broke down sobbing. "Over a year. I didn't know what to do. She told me you wouldn't understand, that it was better if you didn't know." My own daughter had been covering for my cheating wife. The betrayal stung worse than I ever could have imagined. After the initial shock, a dark thought crept into my mind. Lisa had been unfaithful, but for how long? If Emily had known for a year, what if it had been happening long before that? A horrifying question took root in my mind. Was Emily even my daughter? I didn't want to believe it. But I needed to know the truth. So, I ordered a DNA test, one for me, one for Emily. I didn't tell anyone. The results came in a week later. And my world collapsed. Emily was not my biological daughter. I confronted Lisa that same night. She was in the kitchen, humming as if she hadn't just destroyed my life. I threw the papers on the counter. "Explain this." She glanced at them, and I saw the exact moment realization hit. Her face drained of color. I can explain." "Don't." My voice was cold. 18 years. You let me believe she was mine for 18 years. Tears pooled in her eyes. I didn't know for sure. I laughed bitterly. "So that makes it okay?" I was young. It was a mistake. But you've been an amazing father to her. The anger that burned inside me was unlike anything I had ever felt. You don't get to use that as an excuse. Emily came down the stairs then, confusion and fear on her face. What's going on? Lisa turned to her. Sweetheart, let me. No, I cut her off. She deserves the truth. Emily. I'm not your father. The room fell into a heavy silence. I filed for divorce the next morning. Lisa begged me to reconsider, tried to convince me to work through it. But there was no forgiveness for something like this. As for Emily, it broke me, but I couldn't look at her the same way. I told her I would always care for her, but I needed time. She was shattered, betrayed by her own mother just as I had been. I packed my bags and left. I needed to start over. Months passed. The divorce was finalized. Lisa's lover left her when he realized she no longer had the comfort of my money. She tried reaching out, apologizing, begging for another chance. I never responded. As for Emily, she moved in with her real father after I told her the truth. It took time, but she eventually understood why I needed distance. And me? I rebuilt. Slowly but surely, I found myself again. Betrayal can break you. But it can also set you free. What would you have done in my place? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insane story times.